with financial brokerage. I'm a life marketer here. I'm joined by David Corwin of our annuity department. And then remotely, we have this morning's presenter, David Stork. And Dave he's been involved in life insurance sales for about 38 years now. For the past 10 years, he served as an executive vice president here at Financial Brokerage. Dave continues to work nationally with agents as a life insurance and advanced planning consultant. He assists in developing personal, small business, and estate planning sales. And his experience in all these areas can really help you sell cases with larger than average premiums. And for those of you not familiar with us at Financial Brokerage as a whole, we're a national life insurance, annuity, long-term care, and disability marketing organization. We work primarily with independent producers all around the country. And it's our job to help you see more people and sell more to those that you're in front of. Today's topic is special needs planning. This is the latest installment in our advanced planning webinar series. And this is really a specialized area of estate and financial planning, and gives you a great opportunity to become known as the expert in this in your area, along with your team of attorneys and tax advisors that you would really need to have in place to help you with this. But enough of the introduction. I'm going to turn it over to Dave Stork right now. And Dave, go ahead.
Sounds great. Thank you, Brian. I want to welcome everybody to our latest installment of our webinar series on special needs planning. As the first screen will show, the special needs planning is a specialized area of estate and business planning, and every situation is unique. Depending on the needs, of course, of the special needs individual and their ability to take care of themselves financially and daily chores. So it's important to be able to balance the needs of the primary or the focal family and the special needs of the individual in question. The next page will show some of the challenges that are faced by a family with a special needs person. Is this child capable of taking care of themselves independently fiscally? Do they require daily assistance for tasks? Who's going to care for the child or adult when the parents are no longer available? And is there a desire to preserve government-funded programs, which are very important in this type of planning? The overview on the next screen will show that we're going to look at the special needs planning process, life insurance needs that may arise, and the use of special needs trusts. On the next page, you'll see that special needs planning requires, as Brian mentioned, an experienced team of legal and financial professionals. There are attorneys that specialize in this area, and they need to understand the specific needs of your client's situation. And there's actually an organization, one in particular called the Special Needs Alliance, that you can find online. And this particular organization has member attorneys that you can identify in your area. And I would encourage for those who have clients with special needs that you find an attorney that specializes in that area. The next screen will show some of the things you need to consider. Are the government assistance programs available? Preparing a letter of intent by the guardians or parents of the special needs person. What happens at the age of majority? What are some of the income tax benefits available? And some of the items or some of the mistakes to avoid when the family members or associations are making gifts for the benefit of the special needs person. And then the use of special need trusts and perhaps life insurance within that trust. On the next screen, you'll see some of the government assistance programs are available. And in this process, the family may need to apply for these programs and recognize that these types of programs do change over time, and it's important to discuss these with your special needs attorney, and any special gifts that are given need to be discussed with the attorney ahead of time as well. And you'll see on the next page some of the benefits that are available. supplemental security income benefits, and these are needs-based on an individual basis. Social Security disability insurance benefits, which provides income but are not needs-based. It's based on qualification. And then Medicaid benefits, which will cover medical expenses on a need basis. So those are the different programs available. On the next page, you'll see that a letter of intent, the desire of this is it's an informal document created by the parents, and it identifies information about the child or special needs adult, about their medical history, what their abilities are, their level of education, what their behavioral circumstances are, likes and dislikes. And this can change over time as the needs of the special needs beneficiary change or evolve. And this is basically a letter that parents put together, provide to the successor caregivers so that they know how to handle the needs of the special needs individual. On the next page, you'll see that the planning process includes a focus on the needs of the family as a whole initially. And then after you determine what the needs of the family as a whole are, the attorney, special needs attorney, needs to review ownership, designations on for beneficiaries, and any estate planning documents that they already have in place, and review savings and investments as well, and life insurance needs. So that's the plan, that's the beginning of the planning process. You'll see on the next page, you then need to pivot to the needs of the special needs individual. Each individual situation will be unique, of course, whether they'll need financial and non-financial support from relatives and friends. And these plans should also be changed or reviewed, I should say, on a periodic basis, because they will change over time. You'll see that some of the potential income tax benefits are special dependent deductions on the next screen. And so there are some certain situations where the caregivers can get a dependent tax exemption. Medical conferences and seminars are available for parents and caregivers on special needs subject matter, and special schools may be available for the special needs individual as well. And there are tax benefits for that. The next page will show some of the mistakes you need to avoid when you are planning. Leaving assets directly to a child can be a large mistake. Naming a child as a direct beneficiary of life insurance, annuities, and retirement plans can also lead to problems. And ultimately, directing funds to other people, family members, legal guardians, to direct, it can also be a mistake, and we'll cover those in the next few screens. You'll see on the next page, mistake number 1. If you leave assets directly to the special needs individual, it could disqualify them from government benefits available that they may get in the future or may be getting today. And ultimately, the recipient may not be able to handle the finances for themselves, either today or maybe sometime in the future. Mistake number 2 on the next screen, you'll see that naming the child as a beneficiary has the same impact. Now, it isn't going to, the impact won't be the same as mistake number 1 until such person is deceased, but it can lead to the same problem. So you need to make sure that all your plans today have the appropriate beneficiary arrangements to avoid negating any of the benefits available to the child or adult needs recipient. Mistake number 3, leaving money to another person to take care of the needs of the special needs person. Those assets could be subject to a bankruptcy if a person entitled should go through bankruptcy. And of course, that person may die before the child, and that creates immediate problems as well. So you want to avoid those 3 mistakes in the overall process. The next screen will show why a special needs trust might be the best way to handle this. You can set up a trust. It's a legal document that holds and distributes assets for the special needs beneficiary, and it can help, if it's drafted properly by an attorney, maintain the government programs available to the special needs individual. The next page shows that the special needs trust, there are basically the two. The self-settled trust actually holds assets already belonging to the special needs individual. And a third-party trust is one that's funded by third parties, whether it be family members or even recipient of public benefits that might be available. So you have assets owned by the individual already and third-party trusts that are set up for the benefit of the special needs beneficiary. On the next page, you'll see that the self-settled trust, typically it has to meet certain government requirements. It's designed to help maintain government benefits that are currently available. Typically, it's created by a grandparent, parent, or guardian on behalf of the individual. And the one unique thing about this particular trust is that at death of the special needs individual, there is a payback provision within the trust to pay back benefits paid by Medicaid. The trust must be irrevocable, so it cannot be changed once it's established, and the beneficiary must be under age 65 at the time of creation. The next type of special needs trust is a third-party trust, and these can be established as a family trust or living trust currently. It can be a trust that is initiated at the time of death in your will, and it can be an irrevocable life insurance trust. So those are the types of trusts that third-party trusts can be. And on the next screen, you will see that you can use assets already that are already available to set up, and other individuals can put money into the trust, make gifts to the trust. These benefits provided by these types of trusts are not to duplicate those already being provided by government programs, which we'll get into a little bit later. So they're supplemental benefits for the supplemental or the special needs individual. These types of trusts do not have a payback provision. So at the death of the trustee or the special needs individual, there is not a payback provision, and therefore you can use this as an estate planning tool for all of your financial or financial planning needs, estate planning needs, as long as it's coordinated properly with your attorney. On the next page, you'll see that some of the trust considerations are that these benefits provided by this trust will not duplicate those provided for food and shelter by government programs. They are not designed to be the primary source of support for the disabled individual, and trust language must not allow, or it's discretionary, I should say. It cannot require distributions to be made. It has to be done on a discretionary basis. The beneficiary himself cannot have access to the funds within the trust, and again, the trust guidelines or design should be adaptable to future changes, and once again, the need for a qualified attorney in this particular area. The next page, some of the trust benefits can provide goods and services, entertainment, travel, education, higher quality of medical care, all those things that the basic fundamental needs that the government programs won't provide. So this is for a family that wants to provide special benefits and excess or supplemental benefits to their special needs individual that they care about. So that's the primary reason of setting up this kind of a trust. Finally, on the next screen, you'll see life insurance obviously can be added to this type of trust. Many times these types of trusts are being irrevocable when life insurance is in there. It cannot be changed, cannot be taken back out. But as you well know, premiums paid are much less than the ultimate benefits that life insurance can provide. So life insurance plays a very important part in this type of planning as well as any estate planning. The next page will show you a sample case. This is pretty typical, and you may have clients that a married couple that has a special needs child, and their needs here are to provide well-being for that child when they're gone, and to preserve government-sponsored programs, which most families are going to want to take advantage of. You'll see on the next page a diagram of a typical, the way a trust would work. Donors would make donations into the Special Needs Trust. The trustee can purchase life insurance. The proceeds are payable income tax-free and estate tax-free into the trust, and then those proceeds are distributed to the trust beneficiary or the special needs individual per the discretion of the trust agreement. And finally, you need to assemble a team, and this team will be qualified attorneys, so it's important that you identify an attorney in your area that can work with you and your client, a tax advisor, a CPA most likely, to make sure that you're meeting all the tax requirements and taking advantage of some of the tax benefits available. A financial planner, perhaps, or a life insurance representative. That could be you if you're financial planning, as well as a life insurance representative. And that's your team. So I would encourage you to look online at the Special Needs Alliance as one organization that specializes in this area and can help you identify the necessary attorney to get started. So with that, that completes my presentation. Anybody that has any questions, this would be the time, I guess, to ask them. Brian, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dave. We appreciate that. And yeah, if anybody has questions, go ahead and type them in to the bottom of the control panel on your right there. And we are recording this webinar, so if you know some other folks out there, other producers that you think would benefit from this information, by all means, direct them to our website or YouTube channel. And we're never too busy to see who else we can help out there. So I'm going to attempt to stop the recording right now, and then we'll get to some of these questions.